Hello everybody. So this is going to be, as you can see, a really informal video, very short, and I really just wanted to talk about the new allegation against Marilyn Manson. And so last night, if you're not aware, last night the Guilford Police Department, I hope I'm saying that right, but the Guilford Police Department in New Hampshire announced on Facebook, on their Facebook page, that there was a warrant out for the arrest of Marilyn Manson, stemming from a 2019 assault. Now, it's important to understand that that assault that's mentioned there, what actually he's accused of is spitting or ejecting snot onto a camera person, a camera woman who was in the pit, in the audience at his show in New Hampshire in 2019. And Manson's side claims that it was a little bit of spit that got on this person's arm. I have to make note of a couple of things, all right? First of all, we have to talk just briefly about the context of this, which is a mitigating factor, okay? And secondly, we need to talk about the allegation that Marilyn Manson's attorney has made that this person, this camera person, basically was trying to, in my view, extort, $35,000 from him for this incident. Without providing any evidence of any damage or anything. And then I guess to add a third thing, thirdly, we need to consider also the timing of this. So, let's start with the timing. Let's work backward. I am not saying that the Guilford Police Department in New Hampshire is in cahoots with the Marilyn Manson's accusers or anything like that, right? But I do think that there's a kind of perhaps a bandwagon effect going on here. I mean, I don't understand. I think, first of all, it's kind of tacky to announce something like that on your Facebook page. I guess that's just where we are with law enforcement and PR these days. Is that normal and common for law enforcement to announce these types of things? But it's it's like, oh yeah, we got Marilyn Manson, or we're looking for Marilyn Manson, but it was something that happened in 2019. So there's quite a period of time that's elapsed since then, and it just seems fishy, the timing. I'm just wondering if there's a publicity angle to this, I guess is what I'm saying. All right, I'm not alleging some vast conspiracy or anything. I'm just saying timing is a little fishy, and then you throw it up on your Facebook page and I don't know. Okay, maybe that's just where we are today. And so, there's that. We have to keep the context of this in mind, all right? I looked at the Facebook post from the police department, okay, that came out last night, and then I looked at some of the articles that have been written, like the People article with some extra information or extra assertions and so forth. And, first of all, in an event like this, it's really, something like this happened several years ago at a concert, everything's murky. I think that, and then there are, incentives for people to go after someone for money and so forth, and get in People magazine. I'm just saying that, we always have to be skeptical of these perspectives that we're getting, okay? Because we're looking at them in this very distorted media filter, with media incentives being what they are. What is alleged is that you had this woman, this videographer, who was recording this concert in the immediate audience area in the pit. And what she and a couple of witnesses in People magazine, who talk in People magazine, allege is that Manson spits sometimes in the course of his show, and it's not something that's unique to him. I mean, he's a very edgy, rock star. And I'm not going to go through the list of all the crazy things that, Kurt Cobain and different people did on stage and so forth. But anyway, this was part of the deal, right? Crazy things are going to happen on stage at a Manson concert. And anyway, so apparently he was spitting, and the People magazine article alleges that some spit got on her camera and she wiped it off, and that he saw that and he kept spitting on her until finally he blew this, Snotrocket or whatever it's called onto her, and then she stormed off, enraged. And so that is considered, or I guess that's considered assault, and so that's why a warrant was issued for him. And they say that basically he's been ignoring this warrant. Well, Manson's side of it, his attorney said that this videographer came after Manson wanting $35,000 for supposed damage that was done to the camera equipment. And that then when Manson, when his attorney, I guess, asked for verification of that damage, like, do you have some kind of verification, like the damage, like someone's inspected it or a picture or whatever, that the person never got back to them. And so basically it was, from Manson's perspective, it was like kind of a moot thing. Okay, I guess that person really didn't need me to attend to this or whatever, right? And here's the thing I wanted to talk about with context, right? I'm not saying that if you are a videographer that you deserve to have someone spit, disgusting biological waste onto you. Okay, I'm not, I understand the perspective. Some of my Twitter followers were like, "Oh, that's gross," and I wouldn't condone that or whatever. But if you're going to a Marilyn Manson concert, and I understand that this might not have been a fan, this was just someone who was going to video, but hey, there are dangers to your job. And by dangers, I mean that there are aspects to every job that are kind of icky. And sometimes that ickiness is in a very, could be in a literal way. Like, like if you do housekeeping for a living or something like that, right? There's all kinds of things. I've been a waitress much of my life off and on. And there's all kinds of gross things, that go on with like food and stuff and everything, right? And, you're not always clean. And sometimes in jobs, it's more psychological issues or psychological ickiness, right? But my point is, if you are asked to be a videographer, okay, at a Marilyn Manson concert, and you're going to be there in the pit, right? You're going to be there like right up to things. I would just expect there's going to be crazy shit that goes on. And it might not ultimately be like the cleanest environment. Like, people read things about Marilyn Manson doing different stuff on stage, just like a lot of these other crazy artists. And that's part of the appeal. That's actually part of what his fans and the people who contract for him to come there and perform, that's actually what they're expecting. It's kind of part of the deal, spoken or unspoken, okay? Maybe, but so I guess what I'm saying is this is not just like some random person is thrown into the situation where suddenly she has to be subjected to the biological fluids of Marilyn Manson. There's a kind of a performative thing going on here that's expected. There's an edginess. There's even a kind of a sense of danger, you could say. I don't know. And not just from Manson, but often more so from the fans getting out of control and rowdy and stuff. And I could see that maybe if things went down as are being described in that article, and I'm not even, come on, do we really trust People magazine at this point? But, and go look at my other videos to see my issues with the media and how they've handled Marilyn Manson. But again, I don't think here that if you are a videographer who, you're going to be up close and personal in the Marilyn Manson concert, and then Marilyn Manson starts spitting on you, why don't you take that as, hey, I'm part of the performance. Like, this is actually, like, if it were me personally, and I'm not even, contrary to what some of you think, I'm not even a Manson fan, certainly didn't start out that way with this whole situation, but I'm thinking, oh my God, here it is, the star, the performer, and now I'm like a part of the show, like we've got this interaction going, and it's funny or whatever. And so maybe he took it too far. Maybe he thought they were doing that. She was actually kind of playing into this or not, or maybe he was being an asshole. I don't know. But come on, this has been sitting around since 2019. And by the way, the woman walked off. She did like what you're supposed to do in these situations. If you don't like something, okay, you walk off. All right. But again, these allegations have been around since 2019. I know the law moves slowly and the wheels of justice or whatever, but now we're hearing about it on your Facebook page. I don't know. But anyway, those are my thoughts. I guess my thoughts are, that ultimately I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's a pretty silly thing to be going after him for. I think it's very shady, the time at which it's coming out and the manner in which it's coming out. And so anyway, I'm going to have more videos out on the larger Marilyn Manson situation. And so please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I will talk to you later.